Good evening and salam Ibu Putiriku. Prominent Chinese human rights lawyer Wang Quanzhang was sentenced to 4.5 years in prison on charge of subversion of state power on Monday, more than 3 years after he was detained in wide-ranging crackdown on the legal profession. Human Rights Watch said the sentence made a mockery of the rule of law being championed by ruling Communist Party under President Xi Jinping. Trials for the rights activists in China often draw out over years, while the accused are held under harsh conditions that can endanger their health, including frequent accusation of torture, while routinely denied the right to hire their own legal representation and receive visits from family members. Most of the lawyers have since been released, though they can no longer practice or talk openly with the media. Wang is believed to be one of the last to be tried. Wang's wife, Li Wenzhou, was kept from attending his trials by security agents who had blocked the exit of her apartment complex. The record 35-day partial federal shutdown began before Christmas. Pelosi had just won a vote-by-vote struggle for enough Democratic support to become House Speaker. To secure the job, the 78-year-old House veteran has overcome critics' arguments that she had been party leader for too long and wasn't Democrats' best bet to appeal to diverse. Backers celebrated her triumph by repeatedly reposting a month-old video of unruffled Pelosi emerging from televised Oval Office confrontation with Trump, cooling, easing sunglasses onto her face and striding toward reporters. Trump was further hurt by endless stories about the tribulations of 800,000 federal workers going without pay and countless others missing needed government services, plus comments by high-ranking administration officials that made those officials seem unfeeling about the suffering. History shows that over the past quarter century, voters generally don't punish candidates for shutdowns. This one occurred nearly 2 full years before the 2020 elections, leaving time for other events and issues to dominate when Trump runs for re-election and House and Senate control are at stake. Shares rose in Asia on Monday after President Donald Trump temporarily reopened the U.S. government. Japan was the main regional outlier as the Nikkei 225 index lost 0.5% to 20,759.48, with uncertainty over China-U.S. trade talks bringing a lull in buying sentiment. There was a muted reaction in U.S. markets on Friday to news that Trump and congressional leaders have reached a deal to reopen the federal government for 3 weeks, while talks continue over Trump's demand for money to build a wall along the U.S. border with Mexico. Trump announced that the agreement to break the 35-day impasse as delays at airports and widespread disruption heightened the urgency to end the partial shutdown. However, uncertainty persists since Trump also immediately threatened another shutdown or emergency action if he does not get a fair deal. According to Mizuho Bank, U.S. government being open again is a relief, but the greater challenge ahead is to prevent another shutdown coming 15 February. And on to end that, headway in talks between Republicans and Democrats over the next 3 weeks is critical. Well, that's all the updates for now. I'm Kamaruddin Bujang. Salam Ibu Putiriku.